Hello and welcome to another painting video. Today we are going to be painting a Primaris Space Marine. It's for my Space Marine army. This is something I'm just starting. We're going to end up looking at something like this toward the end for my desert paint scheme for these guys. So with all the things that we paint, we always start at the lowest level. So that would be this black gray to get the undersuit on this guy done. So let's get that going. We'll also do the bolt gun, parts of the bolt gun at this point too. So just want to look at him and find those parts. And get painting. We have our base coat of here of the desert yellow color. I really like the desert yellow color for the base coat for my tan armies and stuff like that, for something that's really brown. It's a really good kind of modern military desert color that I like. And that's what I got. I got this really cool modern military vibe from the Primaris Marines, especially the intercessors. So that's what I wanted to kind of replicate when I came up with my scheme for my army. So get the guns, the little bits of undersuit that we can see. There's technically some in there, but we ain't going for that. We're not that crazy. So get in here, get that little bit done. Now we'll get the primary for the bolt gun done. The scope. Make sure you're doing a good coat. Try your best to get it as covered as possible, because it could look spotty in the end if you're not getting a good coverage. This guy also has a grenade launcher on his bolt gun, because why not? You can see I'm working with a new camera setup. And some lights. Still my iPhone, but I found out there's a setting on the iPhone for making it HD, which it looked like it was set before, but it wasn't obeying it for some reason. So now we got everything obeying the correct resolutions and stuff. I thought, since I had some other videos ready, queued up, ready to go, and this is I don't know, this will be the most recent one that I'm putting out, but I have two other ones that have not the HD and the new microphone and light setup. But since Indomitus, I think is what it's called. I don't know, I thought it was Indominus, but apparently there's a T in there. So I figured I'd paint a Space Marine, put some Space Marines on my channel, so that at least trying to stay hip and cool for the kids for a little bit, especially since I have a Space Marine army that I'm working on and stuff, so I didn't have to go out and get models. Keep painting the black on, the black gray. keep getting it. Cool, and I think that does it for our black gray. Now we'll move on to the belts and holsters and stuff like that, like little pouches. For that, we're going to use an olive green. Shake that up. So go ahead and pick out those details. This paint hasn't been going on very well lately. I don't know what it is. I had, full disclosure, I had filmed another video before this of painting a Primaris Marine, but it did not go well. Ended up looking really bad. I had rushed a few steps that I shouldn't have, just because of my laziness of not editing and stuff. So we're gonna trim it down a little bit and make this one's gonna be a lot better. I already painted 4 dudes today, 4 Space Marines, so painting a 5th one isn't that big of a deal. So I'm a little bit warmed up. Maybe that's a better idea, but we'll see. We'll see in the end. You guys can be the you can tell me if it's good or not at the end. Oops, I missed some black in here, so I'm gonna have to go back really quick after this and get that, because I forgot that I do another section of these. So that's it for all the green. Get the other side of the holster. Cool. Alright, so clean off that. Go back to our black gray here. I do this part right here on the back as part of the, oh, it's like super in there, you can't really see it. Oh, it's maybe in there you can see it, but right here where the armor separates at the weight, like for the waist to move, that's an undersuit part that I paint too. Can't see it in here, so we're gonna go ahead and not paint it because it is in there. Okay, now that we have our green done, we'll go ahead and move to the probably the bolt gun colors, like the metal colors, the metallics. You can see, I can see, you just have to take your time and try not to rush things, because you'll miss spots like the sides of pouches in there. We got it though. Okay, then we'll go to gunmetal. Actually, so again, like I said, I missed some spots. We'll get inside here with the black gray. Okay, now for reals, we're moving on to the gunmetal. Cats are going crazy. Okay, so we just gotta find those separations there. I think. Just find where the panel lines are on the model, and then you'll be able to separate the colors pretty simply. that part. The sight painted. I do not drill the gun barrels. It's just a lot of extra work that I'm just like, no, I don't really want to do it. I don't feel like it adds a whole lot. A lot of people do it. So if that's what you want to do, go ahead, go for it. But I do not drill gun barrels out. And then you just need a little pin vise for it, and you just drill them out. I definitely have the stuff to do it. I just I can't justify it because I don't see that big of a change. Just clean that up right there. The black. Cool. So that's all of our metallic colors. See, we already got some mess ups, but it's all fine. It's all fine. Cool. So now we'll take. Oh wait, that's not. So we take this, these little back straps right here. Paint those with this color too, just to add a little bit more variation to the back. Cool. Now we're gonna take our. Did not figure out what color to paint these these little ammos. We'll do a bronze on those, but so we'll take our leather brown and get the strap of the gun and some of the hinges on the pipes. I mean on the pouches, little pull tabs. We'll get those guys painted with this brown. So get the whole. It's okay if we paint over these because we're going to use a bronze color to clean that up. So again, try not to miss spots and get all the details covered, and trying your best not to get on the model on the parts that you don't want to be painted. I haven't really done a good job of that so far this time around, but you guys get it. You get it. And then you see like this little tab here on the thing. We're gonna get that. We're gonna just do a little dot. Same thing on this little guy and this little guy. Okay. Now we will take a medium sea gray to paint the Aquila on the chest. I only need a little bit for that. I kept this paint scheme for this army pretty simple. I wanted it so I can, because I haven't really played any 40k, especially the newer version of it. I've been playing mostly Sigmar, so since I used to play 40k like a long time ago in 4th edition, but a lot's changed since then, so I didn't want to go like crazy with armies and stuff yet until I got to play a little bit more, but did definitely want to have it painted. We're also taking that gray and we're going to dot the buttons on all of these pouches. Ooh, there's a pouch in there that I missed. Let's get that. We're just using the little end of our brush to get in there. Since we have it out, let's get that pouch that we missed in there. Let's just take our little brush in there, a little tip, and then just a dot. Okay. Brassy brass, where like the little things that are hanging off them, the little metally bits that are hanging off them. The Space Marines like to adorn themselves with some things, some fancy things. So we'll go ahead and paint that. This little iron cross thingy going on here. Also, we'll get the eagle on here painted, and maybe do something just to break this up a little bit. And then we're gonna get these. I want to say they're extra grenades, but they look like just bullets to me, but who's to say? Taking your time, try not to get in any of the spots that we already painted. Where did I put it? There it is. Okay. The one drawback, sure there's more, but the main drawback to using a paper plate as a palette is that sometimes and using the same paper plate, is that sometimes it's hard to find where the paint you placed was. The new paint is. So there we go. Got those guys all painted up. Let's do. Missed that too. Okay, so we're going back to the bolt gun for a quick second. If I can find it on here. Poke, poke, poke. There it is. I found it. Okay. The belt buckle in there is. Be painted like this. Oops, got stuck on the microphone cable. Okay, and then really fast back to the gray to get the skull on his helmet. Just a little bit there. I think that wraps up all the colors that we used. Let's get this just so I can match the other side. We'll just do a little dot of thing in there. So now we're gonna get the scope. Oh wait, no, we'll do. Yeah, we're gonna do the scope on the eyes, and I use this Escorpina green for this. So I'm just gonna we're just gonna dot the lenses of the scope and then get the eyeballs with this, and try not to totally mess it up. Getting the eyes for me is very hard, because you know, shaky hands, but we do what we can. So just dot that with the green. Go to a very small brush using this Army Painter Insane Detail brush. It's very teeny. That's the only way I can really kind of do this. But you just get a little bit of paint on the brush, and you hit your camera, and then you just slowly go in there. Oops. Just slowly get in there, and then you get them. Now it's cleanup time. So now we're gonna take our base coat, which is the desert yellow that we primed with, and we are going to go over all the spots that we spilled over because we are a sloppy painter. So right here, this desert yellow from War Painter. So go ahead and put a good bit down because you're gonna need it to clean up all your messes. So now we're just gonna go through this whole model and like find all the spots where we bled the color over. Right here. The spots over here. We got some green kind of spilled on. Definitely here where we got the metal. You can leave it though for like battle damage, right? And if you want to, you can ham it up and just say it's battle damage. You don't have to clean up the stuff if you don't want to. I think it makes for a better end model if you clean up. Definitely looks less sloppy if you clean it up. And we did a lot of messiness down here, so let's clean that up. And I keep hitting the camera. Don't know how green got in there. And we got some more in here. And that just about does it for cleanup. Now all that's left to do is wash the model. And like I said, for this guy, I kept them pretty simple. We're just doing one wash, and that's Agrax Earthshade. Unless there's like flesh showing, like on some of these guys, like they have skin, we would use the Reichling flesh at that point to get their skin painted up and stuff. This is the one that I did before this video. You can see that it turned out pretty dusty. Well, I do a dry brush. I'm gonna dry brush all these other ones later, but this was I was way too heavy on this. So it's not exactly what I want. It should look more like this guy up here who is done. So this guy's way too heavy on the dry brushing, but you know what? Maybe he was blasted a little bit. He's been out in the desert too long. So you know, you can use it as an interpretation, or you can go back and fix it. I am not going to go back and fix it because I'm trying to get an army painted here. So now we just get our wash and we start washing the model. We'll try to start in areas that we didn't just touch up with paint, to give that time a little bit more time to dry. So let's just start going over all this. I kind of want to get it dark in this little cracker here between the pack and the thing, because it's supposed to be dark gray in there, but I can't. I'm not sturdy enough to get a paintbrush in there. all the bits with this brown wash to really get those details soaked in. Like I said, after this wash dries, which takes a long time, it takes about a couple hours, probably not in this heat, but so you really want to let it dry before you do the dry brushing step, which is what I messed up on the last video. But I'm just going to do a light gray wash over the, dry brush over the whole thing, and that'll give us our final look. Fortunately, that won't be in this video because, like I said, I'm lazy and I don't edit, but dry brushing is very simple. It's just like it sounds. You get a brush that's dry, it doesn't have any water on it, and then you put some paint on that brush, the color that you want it to be, and then you just wipe most of the paint off of it once you get it on, like so it's like barely coming off, and then you just lightly go over your model with it, and it'll kind of dust it with the color, and it'll only get the high spots, so it works as like a lazy highlight and gives you some good details, some more details other than just the ones that come out for the washing. Just gotta get the chest here. The arm. Make sure you're getting underneath the armor bits. There's a lot of overlapping armor bits on Space Marines. Getting the strap, getting the bolt gun, getting these little bolts. Cool, and that gives us a Primaris Space Marine. Clean that up. Let's get our little Lazy Susan. And thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. As usual, if you guys have any suggestions or comments, go ahead and leave them in the comments below, and you guys want me to paint something, all that kind of stuff. But thanks for joining me. See you next time.